It's that time of year where you're going to get a lot of blogs writing a lot of nonsense, and I'm going to tell you exactly why these blogs write things just for the sake of it. James McFadden also explains why Celtic had 3 attempts at trying to sign him, and the last one he decided that Celtic wasn't for him. Talk about some Celtic transfers. There is some nonsense out there. Again, we'll also talk about Celtic transfers. The mystery man, what has ever happened? Talking about mystery men and Celtic transfers. Where is James McCarthy? Has anyone seen James McCarthy? Obviously, he's still signed to Celtic in 2025, but he's been that far out of the picture this year that I think people have actually forgot that we signed him. And then towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you a right laugh about a club that's getting sued. Another club in Scotland is getting sued for a large amount of money. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Celtic Motherwell game this weekend. It is this last Celtic Motherwell game of the season. It is also the last 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday. So if you're going to the game, if you're going to the Celtic game, make sure that you get there early, get to the pubs, enjoy yourself and make a great day of it. It's one of the best things about going to Celtic Park is a 3 o'clock kickoff. When you get the early kickoffs, and especially away games and things, even at Celtic Park, it's just not as good a day. But 3 o'clock kickoff at Celtic Park are always a fantastic occasion, so make sure that you get there early and enjoy yourself. Motherwell don't really have much to play for. They are sitting in 8th position in the league. They're on 36 points, where Ross County's on 27. I think they would need to lose about 4 games for them to get dragged into a relegation battle. I think once the split happens after this weekend, I don't see Motherwell dropping 9 points to get dragged into that relegation battle. As far as Celtic concerned, we are sitting on 91 points. We're on the march. We've got 102 goals scored this season. We're out there to set records, and with setting records, it creates a lot of bad media. Now, things like YouTube channels like this and blogs especially, there's a lot of blogs. There's one blog I was going to tell you about actually. There was a blog last weekend where I was looking at seeing who was coming up with different formations and team predictions for the weekend. And there was obviously one guy, and people, you get a lot of these blogs, especially the ones from down south, that do these predictions and things, that they don't even watch Celtic press conferences or anything. They never listen to the manager, and the fact that they had players that were out injured starting in the team, and you're thinking it's just bizarre. But the reason that they do that is they're obviously trying to get as many clicks as possible. These web pages, if you're doing native ads, you can get between $10 and $20 per 1,000 views. Now, I know how much traffic's out there for Celtic podcasts and things like that, and websites. I mean, you can get about 500,000 views a month onto that. So if you're looking at that, you can probably make an easy $2,500. So that is why there's so many blogs out there. And the one that I'm reading this morning, I've seen a lot of people complaining about yesterday, is one that's saying there's 5 first team stars are going to leave Celtic, including Kyogo. The first one is obviously Abada. Well, we'll talk about Celtic transfers. So Liel Abada, it's more than likely that Benfica are sniffing about him now as well. So it is more than likely that, I mean, they're all also quoting the fact that Ange Postecoglou is saying there will be a turnover of players this summer. James McCarthy, where has he been? Where has he been all season? I think players like him will get pushed out on loan. There'll be players that are on the periphery of the team that just will not get a game. They'll be moved on. You know, there'll be players like Liel Abada who wants to move, who's basically, you can tell when a player wants to move, and the manager kind of keeps him out the team a bit. But it is all about the progression. We're not scared of it. But when it comes to the likes of Matt O'Reilly, this guy's saying Matt O'Reilly, the guy's even saying Jota's going to be sold this summer. I can't see it. You have to listen to what the manager says, right? And there will be some stars. Rio Hatate, there could be a big offer comes in for him, but I don't think he will go this summer. And then the most bizarre one ever, right? This blog has said Alistair Johnston will be sold this summer. No, he won't. Listen to what the manager says. You have to listen to what the manager says. Listen to what Ange Postecoglou says. He said Alistair Johnston will have a long career with Celtic. And which part of that is he then going to go, yeah, I'm going to sell him this summer? It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. It could blow your mind. Another player that's been talking about a Celtic transfer that never happened is James McFadden. James McFadden is speaking about the fact that Celtic came in for him 3 times. That's one player that I always wished that we had managed to get, but James McFadden, obviously, we tried to get him at Motherwell at his early days. Motherwell didn't accept the fee at the time. We tried to get him from Everton, and then the last time we tried to get him, he decided to stay down in Birmingham because he felt the decision didn't feel right for him. Anyway, it's just someone else trying to get on the the bandwagon. You will get a lot of bad press between the now and the end of the season, and then when the summer comes, you're going to get people writing blogs saying that we're bringing in anyone that's mentioned. I mean, you could go back to last summer, the amount of players that were mentioned that were nowhere near coming in. You're going to get more and more, and it's all just to get clicks. It's as simple as that, and it's the downside of this kind of social media. I mean, it used to be the case where you used to get the news of the world and everyone printing bullshit on a Sunday just to get people to buy the paper. So where is James McCarthy? Who will be sold this summer? The Premier League, we've got that wrapped up. Motherwell, there's nothing really to play for. It'll be an interesting game. It'll be a case of how many goals can Celtic score. I think Motherwell will do what every other team does. They'll come and sit back and make it as an unentertaining game as possible. But for a laugh, and I told you at the beginning of the video, this is going to just make you smile. It's going to make you smile. Administrators of a sportwear brand are proceeding with a multi-million-pound legal claim against a team in Scotland following a sales kit dispute. They're getting sued. They're going to be sued. They're wanting compensation of $9.5 million after breach of contract. We always look on the bright side of life. We do.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll